back when telephone operators were people's therapists. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. Well, I haven't told a trailer park story for a while. And, as many of you know, for a short period of time in my childhood, I grew up in a trailer park. And for a longer period of time, I was connected to the trailer park through different relatives and people that I knew along the way. And so this is another trailer park story about telephone operators. Now, telephone operators don't seem to be used very much anymore. But in my day, when we didn't have a telephone number, it was free to call the telephone operator. And in some areas, and this is in the 50s and 60s, they still had telephone operators that connected people from one call to the other. And so, like, if you were going to make a long distance telephone call, sometimes you had to go directly through the operator and you could not go through just dial up the number. And so, like, if you were calling from, say, West Virginia to California, you may have to actually call the operator to do it for you. And so anyhow, back in my day, all you did was dial 0 and you got an operator. I'm not even sure how it is done today because I haven't used an operator in so long. I don't even know. But back in those days in the trailer park, we kind of had our own operator that kind of pretty much was the operator for the trailer park. So every day you got the same operator. And it was more local operators. They weren't like throughout the world, taking phone calls. This was all localized. And so, you kind of got to know your operator a little bit, at least by first name. And boy, did those operators really get to know the area. People would first of all call up for, hey, what's the telephone number for this call or for that call? And sometimes I think the operators may have listened in to the phone calls. And so what happened back in those days is that operators really connected people, and they, gave out telephone numbers and things like that. But also operators were often used to solve problems. Now, that wasn't their purpose, and they probably really weren't supposed to. But when people didn't know what else to do, they called up their operator. And so in the trailer park, if someone had a problem and they didn't know how to resolve it, they called up the operator. Well, one day, one woman's husband was having an affair with another man's wife. And so the woman who was being affaired on, I guess you call it, she called up the operator. And she told the operator all that was going on. Well, the other man's wife didn't know that her husband was having an affair with this other woman, or however it was going. And so, lo and behold, now the operator was trying to resolve their problem. She was trying to help them out. But somewhere along the line, the operator told somebody else, and maybe another operator, and then that operator told somebody else. And before you know it, word got around that these two trailers were having affairs. And so it was kind of a big scandal. And it all came from telling the operator. So after that, kind of people were more hesitant about sharing their personal information with the operators. And yet people continued to do so. They would call the operators up and they would just, give them any kind of, problem that they have. If they didn't know how to bake a cake, they didn't know what ingredients, the operator was there looking up the recipe. So yes, back in the day, my day growing up, operators were often the go-to person. How to fix something, how to make something, or how to solve a problem. Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.